The world is moving so fast, and I get it. You can't stop the train. But I guarantee you, if you do not take a minute, 1 second to appreciate the people, the time, who we are, AI and all these things, the world's gonna change in a way you can never. I would have never thought self-taping would happen. I would have never thought I'm living in Arizona, but here I am. These moments that I thought I could have wanted back, this generation won't even see it coming. They don't even want you to read, to think, to be. Appreciate people, appreciate time. Take time to say hi to your fellow man. Smile, because that smile is contagious. Love is contagious. Hate is spewed.
Welcome to the Dive In Podcast. I'm your host, Max Decker, and today we will be diving in with no other than Romeo Brown, actor, director, producer, acting coach extraordinaire. Romeo, thank you for coming in.
No problem, man. You know you're my boy. Anytime.
Yeah, come
anytime,
on, man.
anytime.
You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Before we kind of go into everything, does the Illuminati exist in Hollywood, and what's your experience? Come on.
No, it absolutely does not exist.
What? Come on, we're like 10 for 10 on this. What do you mean?
It does not exist. So if you want to say that the Illuminati is a group of people that can afford things that you can't and doesn't want your broke ass around because you'll say stupid shit, then yes. But if you're talking about this devilish, all these things, because guess what? If that's going to make me money because you idiots want to believe that and cause more drive to my name, of course I'm going to pitch that. But I've known some of the biggest names that there are to know, like in their homes. And when I say the biggest, people are saying all kind of crazy shit about them. Right. And I've never seen it. But what I will tell you is that rich people have different appetites. So if you want to call that some Illuminati type shit, then maybe. Like, I don't want to bring up Mr. Diddy, but all that beating up people and all that wild shit he did, I disagree with. But some of the sex parties, if that's what you call Illuminati, then okay. Because once you're rich for a very long time, the basic shit the basic people do, it doesn't excite you anymore. Well, I mean, so you're able to afford to do things and pay people to do things. But Illuminati, from what I know, I don't believe so.
But truth be told, Diddy wasn't the only one having sex parties.
I know.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one.
That's my point.
Because we both know Pasadena.
We both know.
We both know up in the hills up here in the canyon. There's a whole bunch of other places. We're not saying no name. We just say no name.
Come on, Max. Come on, Max. So you got to think, how long have we been in the industry?
A long time.
And how long, and how, both of us are pretty successful, and we all know who we know.
Oh, we know, so, and we know we be signing those NDAs.
Yeah, so have you really saw some demonic shit with people hanging blood and goats? And when I think Illuminati, that's what I see. Now, have I seen some wild stuff from like, but no, when it comes to that Illuminati, devil, and God, and no, I don't believe that. I believe that people, we live in Los Angeles, we live in New York, we live in Miami, Atlanta, and those places are all glorified for what we do, what the entertainment industry we bring. But when people can't be a part of something, they're a little jealous.
You know what the funny part is? The funny part is, those same people that go to those sex parties would be at church on Sunday the next day. They'd be at church next day. They own the church. They own the church.
But look, maybe if they didn't come to you yet then, but what if they did come to you and you did, and you still wouldn't say, you still wouldn't tell us if it existed though, right?
Okay, well, is there a gay mafia?
Now that I believe.
Yeah. We had somebody here that said that there was a gay mafia, and then Rick Ferrari did say there was a gay mafia, and he was like, oh, haha, it's not. But I do think that there is a community of people that get together, and
it's like anything else. Because I mean, come on, just think about it like this: when black people weren't as prevalent in television. What'd they do? Let's get together. When women wanted rights, what'd they do? They came together. Gay people were shunned for a long time. They couldn't be, people were calling them, they were acting very rough against the gay community. So once we start having a name and people start noticing us, why would we not bind together to make sure this doesn't fall apart ever again?
You know, the funny part is I've used that word, but I've used it to people that I thought were dickheads, not to people that were gay. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I've used some words, but the funny part is I've never used it in a way that it's like, bringing down another, because I've always been like, people are people.
Yeah.
But it's still derogatory though, right?
Yeah,
because then you're insinuating that person is what, but you're not calling real person.
I've used a word before to meant asshole, but then use asshole because I wanted to use like a sharper word because it rolled off the tongue better.
Then
right?
there's that.
Yeah. So and it's kind of like it's kind of fun.
And we were coming up, I mean, gay wasn't even. I'm sorry to say it, but it just wasn't really a thing when I was coming up. It was just like you grew up around girls, or you were just feminine. It was not. I never saw men with men. I just saw them act a little bit more feminine.
Right.
I never saw gay until a certain, you know what I mean, like man. Right. So which was weird. You would just assume.
Which I like. I liked hanging out with gay men and gay women because I thought it was like, you know, like I don't know. For me, they were just a little bit more relaxed. Now I don't know if they're like, you know, trying to fuck me.
They attracted the women. Be honest.
But listen, come on. This is a fact, and it's across the board. The girls that were like what we call lesbian or butch now, we would call them tomboys.
Right.
Well, we were called tomboys, and that means they were just more rough. And the guys, we would say sissy, or he hangs out with more feminine. But we never said. I never said gay or faggot. They just were more. They were more in tune with the opposite sex.
Right.
When I never saw it until I got way older. It was like, oh.
Do you think there's a scale? Do you feel like there's a scale of gayness? Like, you know, like some people could be like, okay, I'm a 5. Like the Kinsey scale. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Kinsey scale, but like it's a scale of 1 to 10, and there are certain people that are a little bit more open than others that would be closer to a full 10 than a 1.
Like if you're going in the back door with your girl, is that a 1?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe like, if your girlfriend goes, yo, I want to peg you, that's kind of like, you know, a 9.
I think that's going very far, but you do know that they say there are glands in there for us that you can explore to do. At the end of the day,
okay, hold on, time out. No. What do you mean?
They say that there is a very erogenous zone in a male's asshole that you can come from.
So like the girl can kind of like, you know, put her finger.
I don't
know
all the facts to it, but
there's some more nerve endings up there.
That's what I heard. And listen, listen. When I find the right girl, I'm okay with my sexuality though.
Okay,
and what's crazy about it? Even like with my nails or whatever, there's things that I've always.
Let's see the nails.
Oh,
I saw the nails. I saw the nails earlier.
So this one says, you know, I'm always one up.
Oh,
sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad.
Oh man,
I'm on like some fuck love, but I love women. And acting has always been fucking.
Wow, the nails are down. But how much is it? How much do you pay for those nails?
It's like actually
because you do have a nail girl. Because I saw that on one of your commercials, right? Because
so it's crazy when you start becoming successful. They just like for me to be there as long as I post or whatever, and always treat them nice and. It's always just pull up. And I'm you know me, man, I'm just so chill. So I always tip them well or whatever. But the girls and everybody there, and that's another thing about Arizona. Here I just be like another working actor. I'm a very appreciated person in Arizona.
Oh, are you now?
I'm very appreciated.
Well, you want to give any shout outs to any clubs that you go to and nail salons out there?
They gonna know. They'll know.
Max, what are the nails on a scale? The scale, what are the nails?
You know, I was looking at them, but it's not as distracting as his jewelry. When I saw his jewelry, I was like, man, this guy's on some Van Cleef. Like,
well, no, I mean the scale you were talking about, the 1 to 10.
Romeo on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't know. I mean,
what did you call it? The sissy scale or
no? It's the Kinsey.
What is
Kinsey? This? Kinsey is an actual, I believe, researcher that was researching people, and I think Liam Neeson played him. I forgot who played Kinsey, and it was a movie, but it was about Kinsey. He was doing research, and he was showing the scale of a person's sexuality.
Is Romeo a 1 on that scale for the nails?
I don't know. You're my boy. I mean, what you said, you're comfortable with your sexuality. I mean,
so the thing is what I find is that a man or a male, they want to ha because they're uncomfortable with anything that doesn't say I'm a man.
Right.
Even though they'd want to explore it, they would never tell you.
Right.
I don't care. After I lost my dad, and even before that, it was like, why do I let somebody else that I don't even fucking know? I can outlift you. I've had way more bitches than you ever could in your life.
Right.
So why is it that I care what you think when a woman has never ever thought I was gay, ever? When you just want to be, I don't want to just always wear jeans and a t-shirt. I don't always want to just follow your rules. What makes me less than a man just because I want to explore myself with having some shit on my nails or maybe a more fitted jean?
In all fairness to your point, Alexander the Great had one of the most ruthless armies in the world. and they be loving on each other. Like they be on war.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. Alexander the Great's army. There,
and people would tease the hell out of Prince. Prince had some of the baddest women in the world.
Yeah.
And listen, he had on high heels. I wouldn't go that far, but there's. I will tell you this.
But he beat Charlie Murphy with them high heels.
He did. But listen, I will say this: being absolutely comfortable with who I am, no matter what you think or don't think about me, has made me a 10 times more better actor, a better coach, and I think just a better human.
Yeah,
when
it
you
shows
care
the
about
creativity.
What other people, when you care about what people think about you, it keeps you in a box. And when somebody comes to challenge you about what you've done, and you can stand on it, I don't care what you. It's a creative thing that I love to do. Right. So whatever that is to you, let it be. But I wouldn't. I just don't. I'm not into judging people.
I don't know. I can't judge him after he said that. I mean, I can't judge him on a scale.
I think. Well, yeah, I guess not. I mean, it shows your creativity, though. That's
but
the
also
thing.
when
you know
you
what I mean?
when you talk to me, you just heard what Max said. How many properties do you own, Rome? I just talked about losing a trucking company over $230,000. I just rebuilt a company in the midst of that. Like I'm a man tried and true. Why would I let what you think of this being this creative? This is what gives me my freedom. Guess what? You know what doesn't give me fucking freedom? Getting here. It was very hard to get where I got to. I had to work every kind of job. I had to work in jobs. I had to work bartending because acting.
I remember I was with you.
Acting is that.
I remember we were neighbors. We were neighbors when you first moved to LA and you were starting it all. I mean, we've had a journey like, oh my God, our journey goes so far back. It was Joey Lawrence was our neighbor too.
Yeah, Megan Good.
Megan Good. Oh my God, Megan, what's going on?
Megan Good.
Dude, I went out to Miami with her and her friend, her roommate at the time, and I was on North Shore, and I remember I was like, oh man, will I make a play at Megan Good? Yeah. Absolutely not.
That was crazy. The Vedas lived there at that time.
The Vedas. Oh my God, Brandon.
My roommate, that place. It was like Melrose Place. Whoa,
it was some good times there. Oh my God.
But then just to say that it took me this long just to be able to be who I am is because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I didn't really have any wealth. I didn't have any fame. I had nothing.
It's the beard. You're wearing a beard now, so you think you're bad as fuck. That's what's going on. He has a beard. He's like, I'm okay. I'm a coach.
The beard works.
The beard. You pull. You know, if you shave that beard, you won't pull in the same girl.
Why would I do that though? Why would I do that?
Because you know the beard plays for you.
It does. It works.
It does play for you.
It works. And then in closing, I think if I was a more feminine man, maybe I would not do some of the things. But I'm a man tried and true from the beard. And I've always taken care of but look, my teeth. Am I gay because I got pearly white teeth and because I keep myself together?
You have good hygiene because you have white teeth.
Yeah, that's whack. You know, so it's just like whatever.
I mean, if I had yellow teeth, then I'd be like, you'd be like, oh, you like that.
So look, any of the men who just want to debate that, you know, just leave me with your girl for like 2 days or something.
And I know that because he made a play on my ex back in the day. He did. Ex baby mama. I remember he came up to me, he's like, Max, I got some bad news. I'm like, oh, here we go. What happened?
No, we were kids. So how long have we known each other?
Man, if it was right now though, I'd be like, please take her.
Oh no.
please. Take
but yeah, that's a good starter question.
Yeah, don't leave your woman alone at one of them sex parties because he'd be there watching.
Yeah, sex parties are wild, man.
We went so off track. It's crazy. You came to produce. You came to promote yourself as an actor and some things, and we went way off track.
That's okay. Let's get some. Let's
the questions will be asked.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's have people watch, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you're an actor, writer, producer. What's your favorite job you've done?
It's everything for acting, man. Everything that I have, acting has given me, and everything that it hasn't given me, it still has fed me. Like losing my father, I thought that was the worst thing that could have ever happened.
I remember that.
But it built the man inside of me that I just couldn't lose. I started this thing with him, so I'm gonna finish it. Win, lose, or draw. He was my biggest fan. Losing that trucking company, I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like that was supposed to be my bread and butter. I sold the house here to do that. And in my darkest night, in my worst moments, it's like, what do you know? What can you do that if you do it, you can guarantee success?
Right. I
said, I could teach people what I know. And if they want to know, I'll be very successful. So that's when I called you, called my boy. I said, what do you think? I called John. Yeah. He said, darling, I've been wondering where you're going to start. You're very brilliant. Give it a shot. So that's what I did. You know, so it's like those things. But guess what? Those things happening, now me starting the class, and then my career, what has it done? it's given me authenticity and integrity that nobody will ever. My story now is going to make me filthy rich. Losing my father, losing the trucking company, rebuilding myself in a brand new city. That story, you can't make it up. And I'm still building it, even coming back to you, even doing this short film. Everything now is for who I want to be and will be.
You're working with one of my old students, Jamal Cocktail.
Yeah.
We're talking about this. I introduced him to John.
Yeah.
And then you were on set and you were like, wait, how do they know each other? Yeah. And it's just like it goes to show you like how.
Well, then I put you in touch with John. And then John Simmons. If I want to talk about John Simmons,
let's talk about Mr. John Simmons.
He's one of the best in the game.
Jesse Plemons, Chad Michael Murray, Cat Graham, Nate Parker.
The list could keep going.
Oh my God, yeah. I remember I got to like work with him when he came into my studio and he was doing his thing. He was very, he was wanting to do the theater. And then I was like, okay. And then, he went off and he was kind of like this, magical person that came in and out,
John is the man that gives you the building blocks to what acting is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is like, oh, you should use substitution. Oh, Meisner. All that shit is after you have a foundation.
Right.
Everything you think you want to do is simply after a foundation. Meisner, whoever, Chekhov, whoever you want to study after, you really can't dig into that stuff until you know the basic building blocks to know what a character is, how to dig deeper, how to look for the clues, how to even read a script. You know what I mean?
Right.
After you know that stuff, you can start exploring. Since we're already on sex, you can't go trying all these crazy positions until you know your body. You know what I mean? And then for that fact, a woman's body. Right. They're all different, but you gotta take your time, until you start trying to explore crazy shit, fuck around, get hurt. Right. And I think John really taught me that. Like, once I knew backstory and the power of the imagination, everything else was a wrap, because I knew that character can't exist without me building the backstory, and that I have to breathe the life into him. We have to coexist, but I've got to build that person.
Yeah. How much of that is repetition and how much of that is talent?
It's harder work when it is repetition. Talent allows you, once again, that vulnerability. That's that vulnerability part.
So do you think some people are more talented than others in allowing themselves to be vulnerable? Or do you think, again, them repping it out, they can find it and allow that to happen?
I think
because I've seen some coaches that are bad. And I'm like, you have no business talking about a scene.
I'm going to be the last of the Mohicans. I'm teaching my people, go get it from the mud. Do the fucking work, be the best, and they'll pay. Be the best and they'll pay. Don't go doing be the best. And they'll still pay. The money's still there. They're just not giving it out no more. There are no more Denzel Washingtons. There are no Ed Nortons. There are all those people.
All play actors. All play actors. You mentioned the all play actors. Okay, all play actors. Come on.
Get that money.
Give me your top five. They get that money too. What are you talking about? Viola Davis, Anthony Hopkins, Meryl Streep, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Come on. No, but they do movie and theater.
Okay, but listen.
You want to get that money though.
Yes, I'm going to do that though. But I would tell them on your break, don't take no breaks. I tell people, if you want to break through, don't take any breaks. So if I'm doing my series, I definitely would go to theater on my breaks. I would never.
Nathan Lane, 200K every week Broadway.
I would do it.
The producers,
of course,
dude. You're making almost $1 million.
You should do both. I just don't.
Matthew Broderick.
I love Matthew Broderick.
$250,000.
But these are people who are already working. I'm down for it. But you've got to pepper it in.
Biggest star right now that's come out the gate this year. Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, from Wicked.
The lead of Wicked.
I know who she is.
Big, huge Broadway star.
So are you saying that she would take a pay cut to go to TV or movies? Then they're being paid that well on Broadway or plays?
No. She's not paying no pay cut. She's big time now. She is the lead of Wicked.
Not her own. I'm just saying. You say these people are being paid so much to do plays. What if they went to TV and movies? Do they get more, or are they taking a pay cut?
They're a bigger draw. Like for instance, Pamela Anderson to research her career. Okay, so then watch this: Timothée Chalamet, Broadway; Tom Holland, Broadway; Zendaya, Broadway; Austin Butler, Iceman Cometh. I mean, he got Elvis because he did Iceman Cometh, and then Denzel wrote a letter to Baz Luhrmann for him to do Elvis because it was going to be Homeboy.
Well, these are New York, though.
So what?
This is New York.
This is New York, and this is
so I would say no. What I'm saying is,
but Denzel was doing theater in L.A.
Right, but it's very so. There are two different worlds, and I believe just like Juilliard, like those schools over there, they're not really built like that over here. We're really heavy in film and television here, like UCLA and all these people. They're known for it. I'd say we don't have a theater program, but New York, they're known for it. So
well, I'm not saying I'm not saying
I agree with you doing it.
I'm saying that an actor should have a craft, and I think the craft is theater.
Absolutely. Well,
I think the craft is theater because I can name whatever you want to, because I want to. Okay, watch this. I'll say it like this: when Denzel Washington, when Al Pacino, when Austin Butler, when Timothy Chalamet starts doing training day to be ready for their next movie, I will start. My students will start doing that. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand because some of the greats won't even watch themselves on film.
I don't prefer to. Because you start to judge yourself.
Mickey Rourke wouldn't watch. I mean, Christoph Waltz. You know what I like about Christoph Waltz says? He says, if an actor watches himself right after he takes a shot, after he shoots a shot, he's going to start to second guess exactly how he's going to come into when there should be no manipulation of the real life.
Right.
Now, what starts to happen through experiences, you start to understand stillness. You understand the Tom Cruise idea of the lens with, oh my God, the guy that was 007, the blonde guy.
I know you're talking
about. That guy. So they like to be real students of the lens, where they watch the lens and they understand their stillness and they understand their movement. For me, okay, yeah, if you don't have foundation, but your other people that have been doing this, they're so immersed in the moment, they understand that their whole body is not moving on nervous movement. They understand they're moving on intentional movement because they're engulfed as the character. Because are you thinking about movement when you're the character?
No.
Not at all. No. Zero.
Is
Unless you're being given directions for like put the cigarettes down, put the glasses down, unless it's like for continuity.
Right.
But then you will have the understanding to somehow watch yourself remember that, but stay engulfed as the character. You know what I'm saying? You start to understand the technical side to it.
John made me go to movement, and that was Sindera Che, an Asian woman, which was movement class, but she also taught ballet because it was something so weird about being still. You wanted to do something, but then you look stupid as shit. In her class, she taught you how to. John was good, man. That dude was a beast when he done, because it's weird that when you are good, you get uncomfortable in your own body.
But see, that's where the understanding of intentional movement to nervous movement to when you do craft of plays, you're not on stage. Look, you're going to do 60 pages.
Easy,
right? You're going to know when you have to move, pick something up, move, pick something up. So that gets taught at a foundational level when you're doing that.
Yeah. Theater, I agree with you on all fronts, just because it's going to give you the muscle memory. You don't have to work.
For sure.
You could you could go to a TV set and not even pay attention to your lines, because as soon as you get there, they're going to give you your sides. They're this big, right? Now you still got to go to makeup. You got to go to your trailer. You got to get food. And if you've been trained, you'll be able to pick that up for that scene.
I get what you're saying.
But theater, you can't do that. So if you came from theater, it automatically makes you better because your preparation is true preparation.
Well, we're talking about this too, like learning another language in Shakespeare, to even understanding August Wilson.
Yeah.
August Wilson is a culture.
He's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Stephen Adly Gurgis is like the guy right now, to the equivalent of what, I mean, I wouldn't call him Mamet-esque, but Stephen Adly Gurgis definitely by far has the writing down. And people, when they do it, they don't want to be doing film or TV where they change the lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't allow you to have this, well, I think this line should be changed. No, like that subtext has been done. Now 100 other people have done it before you. Now you have to do your version of that, right? And I think that's what allows people to have an integrity for the writing.
Yeah.
Because I think we lose a lot of that.
I mean, it's coming from the greats.
Right.
And I don't mean to be mean, but and this is on every front, sports and music. The further away we've gotten from when people were using real instruments, when people are using real cameras, when they were using real film, we're getting further and further away from the real thing. It's like a great glass of wine. You just keep pouring water in it. People are just trying to shortcut.
When you did your short film, The One Man's Trash, You were also writer and producer on that, right? Yep. Are you taking that, what you're just saying, like utilizing all the old school kind of techniques?
Do you let people improv? Do you let people change the lines?
No, absolutely not. But what I do allow is I give my actors, I'll give them a take of what they want. I say, give me what I want, I'll give you what you want. Because sometimes you can catch lightning in a bottle. But I don't
do that with Ryan Murphy, though.
No. But the thing is but they I also, and I'm very new at that. That was my first thing that I produced, that I directed, and all that stuff. But I feel like if the person has taken the time to know my character, way I wrote it, to do all of the work, I owe it to them if there's something else that they think is in the tank to give it to them. But if you just come in there and you're just scratching the surface of what I want, we're doing what I want and we're moving on. But if you've done all that work and I can see that you embody that character, I would love to see it. I would love to. I mean, we're already rolling.
I think that improv works as two ways with actors. A Christian Bale, where you're like, oh my God, let me see where he takes it after this.
Yeah.
Although he really likes really good text. I mean, so talk about somebody that does their subtext in their brain to think about what they're going to think while you're saying your lines. And I think it works with very new actors. Meaning, like, when you have a really new actor, let them do the scene in their own words so they aren't thinking of the lines. Because that really, for me, and what I've seen is the biggest struggle with actors is the digestion of lines. Like, I'm going to memorize these lines, and I'm going to wait for my line. You say your line. Mm-hmm. And they don't even memorize the story. Because if they take the time to memorize the story, they don't have to remember the lines.
Words will come.
And there's a different game happening, right? Like, we're doing a different subtext in a scene when we're playing a scene where a lot of people, the biggest misconception is, oh, I've got to get my lines down verbatim, and now there's all this stiffness, there's this nervousness, there's this people are watching me, like, not even understanding how to play the fourth wall. So I think that's the biggest dilemma I've
seen. Know the
scene.
I tell people, know the scene. Once you know the scene, and once you know the scene, beginning, middle, end. And after you do the work after that, it'll come.
What about the tone, though? Because I can know the scene, but then because the tone of, like, say, okay, for instance, like a Tarantino tone is totally different than a tone shot by Oliver Stone.
The tone comes from the work. The tone comes from, yeah, I'm me. But who am I talking to?
SNL has a tone.
Okay, yeah, of course, but it's also it's the context of what's going on. Do I hate my mom because she didn't buy me Jordans when I was young, or do I hate my mom because she didn't feed me? That gives me the tone as to which I'm gonna talk to her, because there's a different visceralness to her not fucking feeding me because I didn't get Jordans. You got to do the work though. So those are different things to me.
See,
you got to do the work.
I think the tone for me, like if I see NCIS, I see that the tone is very driven by the dialogue.
Right.
I
agree.
And then what the person is like looking, like they go for like very real people. And then sometimes when I see NCIS LA, which I believe LL Cool J is on, or Todd. What's his whole name?
Is he
Todd?
still on there?
I don't know.
I did that with him years ago.
Yeah, like NCIS LA though has this total lighter tone to it.
Right.
Yeah, like it's almost like a little bit more.
I get what you're saying. Some things are more
broad.
gritty.
Yeah.
Some of them are really, really, really gritty, and you feel like you're in it. And the other ones, you look like you're watching them.
Well, I'll go back to the microdrama. Like I feel like it lends itself more to allow itself to be a little bit more Lifetime, which is a little bit more external, wearing the emotion on your sleeve, opposed to where if you do Law and Order, a lot of your dialogue's subtextual. Like
things are getting so soap opera-y too lately. Not to disrespect you because you came from soap operas, but aren't all these shows getting like soap opera?
Yeah, but if you want to talk about soap operas, like what are you going to do when the material's written in exposition? Like I'm going to shoot 300 episodes in the year, and then I've got to fill in almost in every episode what happened prior and what happened and what's going to happen in the future. Like handling exposition is totally different than if we just had a conversation about what we need to do.
I don't know. That's a lot. Soap operas, I don't know if I could do it.
Listen, man, that's what we were talking about. Is how we do this. Okay, you're on HBO Lanterns, right?
Right,
dude. This is like. This is great. You got 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Who are you playing?
I am Aaron Stewart, Jon Stewart's brother. So Aaron Pierre's brother.
Okay.
It was great. And what's before we like dig into that, what's even crazier is I booked it out of Arizona, out of self-tape. with a self tape. So that
can we see the self tape?
That was.
Can we just see the self tape with no volume and just see aesthetically what it looked like?
And you know what was crazy is that was one of the biggest, and I'm actually up for 2 more projects, but that was the biggest project that I was up for, and they're actually going to be live. So I booked that the top of February this year. Wow. So I've only been there for 2 years. You see what I mean? So when that happened, I had done self-tapes, but it had never been this magnitude, and it had never been live.
Right.
It was never. So I didn't know the rules.
Wait, what do you mean live? Like you were live?
They were on when I got on, they got on.
Oh, you went on the Zoom.
Right.
You went on Zoom, and then you were doing your audition on Zoom for callbacks.
This was straight away.
And then
this was no call. This was one shot, one kill.
Got it.
And
That's crazy.
So I didn't hear back until like late March.
Who's the casting office for Lanterns?
I'll be able to tell you when I look on here, but I know it's HBO. But it was I didn't know. I thought on Zoom they were recording. I can get it back or any of those things. So I didn't record it.
Yeah. Wow.
But when I asked afterwards, I was like, "Do I get it?" I was like, "No." If you didn't do, I was like, "Is it okay to do it?" They're like, "Yeah," because they're not going to give it to you. So it was them on the Zoom, and it was like the closest I've ever gotten to being back in the room. They're like, "Do you have any questions about the character, about the choices you want to make?" I was like, "Nope, let's do it." And they're like, "Do you want to, all the questions?" And then 3, 2, boom.
What do you think the body of work was that got on the radar for the casting for them to be like, did they try to hire you previously, or did you think that you did something that caught their eye?
I've got a body of work now that, like, when you look, and it all once again happened after my dad passed. You would think that nobody was working right around 2020, but like All Rise was right before my dad passed.
We worked on All Rise, yeah.
I was like 3 episodes.
I got to shoot All Rise for you. I was behind it, shooting it, like setting it all up. And that was the opposite. That was taped to booking.
Right.
Yeah, that was taped. I remember when I was shooting it for you. I was like, he booked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could see it.
Had the character locked.
Yeah, locked. Like it was just like all.
And that was an amazing thing because it was only slated for 1 episode. Knocked their socks off. They said, let's do them for 2. The second episode, they were like, let's do it for 3. The girl who was the lead, now she was like, this is the same way I became a series regular. You're going to be all right. COVID. During the COVID. You know what I mean?
That happened to one of my other actors right now. He was on the Hamptons on Netflix, and he just episode after episode, and then finally they gave him a shot at a series regular role that they were doing called The Family Business. So it's kind of like that. When you get on set, you keep on doing your work.
Just do the work.
Yeah,
and I mean, I was giving, and it was just like giving it your all. Like when that vulnerability thing kind of kicks in, everything disappears around you, and it was crazy, and it was a great opportunity. But like I said, COVID came in, but as soon as it ended, my dad died right at the end of 2019. COVID happened top of like 2020. Yeah. You know what I mean? When it let up, only thing I could think about was like when Michael Jordan lost his dad. And it was like he had the best game he had ever had. And that people remember that sometime more than his championships. They're like, his dad was brutally murdered and he still played, had the best game. So now I always wanted people to, whenever I talk to him, or I will never, just like in this interview, he can never not be talked about because that's what catapulted my career. Because soon I said, I'm gonna make sure he's remembered. And right after that, soon as that thing lifted, I booked Shameless, I booked Dave, I booked Tales, I booked FBI's Most Wanted. And that is the most diverse people have ever seen me. Dave was fucking hilarious. I'm one of the funniest episodes they've ever had with like the peanut butter in their ass and the whole thing. People notice me from that all the time. Yeah. Right behind that, FBI Most Wanted, a character whose character has CTE, ends up killing his wife and doesn't know, and kills himself.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Tales, where that was my first ever big lead because that entire episode was with me in it. Even though FBI's Most Wanted, it was the most full one, but they want you to think somebody else killed her. So there's a lot of other characters. Tales, it's an anthology, so it's only each episode is its own episode. Right. You know what I mean? And then you put a cherry on top of it with Shameless, the last season of Shameless.
Were you shooting with my old student?
No, I shot with William H. Macy. All my stuff was William H. Macy.
Yeah. So you got because we had Amira Johnson in class together. and she was on Shameless, and then you were on Shameless too.
Yeah. So we did that the thing. Me and her did it together, right?
You guys did. Yeah, you guys were working on a scene. You guys did Southpaw in class.
At the showcase.
That. Yeah, I remember that.
So now she's got a series that she's the regular on. It's called like
High Fidelity.
Yes, I'm up for that right now. I just auditioned before I left. They're in season 2. Yeah. So I say that to say this: when you've got a body of work that I've had already starting back in 2003, I've had a lot, but then that run, and I'm doing this type of run in the middle of strikes, these whole things to just keep it pushing. So now that reel,
that's just kind of like this guy.
It's there. It's there.
You're in your network approved, so it's like a short list.
Yeah.
The funny part is you have a lot of actors that hate, and they're like, oh, this and that. Like I've heard, I'm bringing up, Joe Rogan likes to shit on the business a lot, but he also says like actors are delusional and this and that. It's like not all actors are like that. Like there's a lot of actors that are out that kind of just want to do acting to clout chase and fame, but then you have people that have craft. Right. You know what I mean? And I think it's not fair to get lumped in together all as one, that, because the actor's journey is already tough enough.
Right.
To try to make it.
Right.
It's another thing to shit on the people that are really in it for the people that are riding around the circle just to try to ride those coattails.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But one thing I say now to people is I hate to say it, but I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Because when I was coming up, if anybody was going to be quit, it's our generation. We couldn't keep a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm a marketing major. I'm a smart dude. Yeah. But you got to be smart inside a fucking building, bro. You can't be smart and be like, hey, I got an audition. Okay, we'll let you go and come on back when you want to.
Not at all.
They're not having it. I had to beg Lisa Klein. You put me on with Kitson.
Yeah.
We were trying to feed each other because we knew how hard it could be just because you want to go book. I had to stop taking commercial auditions because commercial auditions were same day. Yeah. At least theatrical gave you 2 days.
Now we can shoot the tape, send it in. Okay, we're going to put a pause real quick. Guys, we want you to like, subscribe, comment if you like how the episode's going. Romeo, when we put your episode on, will you be in the week? Will you be checking out the comment section to comment back with these guys?
Why not?
Okay, good. HBO, though, Lanterns, what's it about?
So from I don't know how much I can say, so I'm not going to give too much away.
Well, you said you're the brother.
Yeah, so I know that I can say I'm his brother because that's there. We can say that Aaron Pierre is a Green Lantern. They brought back some of the original people. They brought back a lot of the people who started the franchise. And if I had to say anything,
people from the movie, like people that are in the movie.
No,
because Ryan Reynolds did that.
Right. No, how?
So did he fuck it up so bad? They're like, oh, we're gonna recast this totally.
Well, he's not part of this thing, so I know that.
But he did do Deadpool.
Deadpool's his thing though.
But do you think that but do you think that's talent, or do you think that that's just CA backing Ryan Reynolds because he's such a mega star and they're, he's like, he's backed by he's a plant.
I think, and that's maybe
he's plant because there are people that are planted in this business. You know that, right? They're plants.
I believe that
watch out. You might be on Deadpool. You might be on Deadpool. And he's like, you call me a plant.
It's going to loop back to Illuminati in a second.
I've got no problem saying it, but those all-American white boys that people put their stamp on, they can get revived. I mean, look at my man
Taylor Quiche.
Look at it. Look at everybody. There's so many. You start with my man. All right, look at
Robert Downey.
Look at Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, but that's a different. No,
but look,
is Robert Downey considered a white boy? Because I thought he was like Italian.
He's considered.
Yeah,
he's white.
Is he Italian? I thought he was Italian.
He's white.
He's a white boy?
But I'm just saying that you can never count them out because I've seen so many of their careers revived. Look at, like I said, Taylor Quiche. They're always, for me, when I look at it, because I always base my career or I look at it to say what has happened to this person, what happened to this person. And when I see any of my people out, they out like baseball. You're out. Who you seeing revived? Okay, they may go to BET or like Tubi, but you never see them make it to a mega superstar like these boys. So I believe that anybody can be revived if they've got the right people behind them and you got the right skin tone.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Many.
Do you think we should have a black Superman?
If somebody deserves it. And I don't want to call people names out, but and I don't want to be that guy, but what's my man's name that is playing Falcon now? He did Falcon. He's
Oh yeah. What the guy guy's playing Falcon.
See what I'm saying? You don't even know his name.
That's but he's the Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. So
I got you, Anthony. See.
But here's
Wait, Anthony Mackie should be Superman?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you disagree that he's Captain America now?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm just saying, man. You gotta when you see these white boys, look at Thor. I'm far from gay, but look at them. Look at the Captain America. These are good looking. They look like they put the work in. Look like they went to the gym. They all look like.
Wait,
the person.
You're saying that Anthony Mackie?
Anthony Mackie. You don't even remember his name. I don't see any girls lining up like they line up for them. I don't see any of the dudes being like, "Oh, I want to be him."
Got you.
I don't see any of that. Everybody.
You're saying he's not a movie star, is what you're saying.
I'm just saying that I think that person, they put the wrong person in that, because usually when these superheroes come out, both sex want them. The girls like, ooh wee, when they take, and then the guys are like, damn, I wish. I don't say I wish. I could have done. You know what I mean? So no disrespect to him. I just want them to put real superheroes in superhero roles.
Okay, you ready for this one?
I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong.
The movie Sinners, because I saw your hot take on this when you saw it. What do you think about Michael B. Jordan playing twins in Sinners?
I love Michael B. Jordan. He's now see. I feel like Michael B. Jordan should been a Falcon, but I think there's a stigma or something that comes along with being successful at a young age, where you just feel like maybe you don't have to work as hard. So maybe that's where some disdains come. Remember they say the wolf climbing the hill the wolf on top of the hill will never be as thirsty as the wolf climbing the hill.
That's right.
So when you've been successful, I feel like for a very long time, you kind of know your set, so you don't put in as much work. So I feel like when he did the work in the boxing joint that he did, Creed, it seems like it's easy because it's boxing. It's for me, and I'll talk shit about black people. Basketball, football, boxing, it's kind of what is in us, and not all of us, but they already think we're athletic. So what I'm saying is he could have done it, and to bring it back to Sinners, it could have been a great movie to me. When if I feel like you do the work to show us the separation of the twins.
Got you.
Now that may have taken him doing damn near half the movie with a beard and everything, and the other one was shaving his hair off or gaining weight and losing weight. All you did was put a hat on somebody in the other one and try like that.
Did you see Tom Hardy play twins?
Yes. You see what I'm saying? Now you see my point.
But that was a gangster. There was some gangster ass twins.
Okay,
though.
But you see
when I come for a gunfight, I expect to be in a gunfight. Now, that's a terrible Tom Hardy impression, but that's exactly.
But you see my point.
Dialogue.
You see my point.
But that's Tom Hardy though. What's
the guy who did the one with I don't know how I forget his name. He was like 7 different people. He was only one person.
Oh my god!
And then he turned into
Eddie Murphy?
No, this is a white dude. And he was like damn near a wolf at the end, buff. And then he was locked in he took the girl down in the basement. That's because I've been shooting all day.
Oh yeah.
He's like 7 different people, and
he had a shaved head.
Yes.
Yeah. Was it M. Night Shyamalan, the movie, the director?
I think so.
Yeah,
but he played like 7 different characters, or 5 different characters.
That was. Oh my god, he was in X-Men.
Right. Yes.
And he was not. Oh my
and
god, he was the
Hugh
earlier.
Jackman?
No. Patrick. So Patrick Stewart plays Professor X. He's the younger Professor X.
Yes.
Yeah. But I know what you're talking about.
So when people do the work, playing these 2 different characters, people like Joaquin Phoenix. I love Joaquin Phoenix when you see what I'm saying? You can see these characters and they look like polar opposites. You see different people.
Yeah, but then you have Joaquin Phoenix play the Joker in the Joker 1, and then there's the Joker 2. And you're like, yo, what the fuck happened?
That's all I'm saying. I just feel like sometimes people get opportunities and they're like, I'm going to win regardless. So there's no need. If you try something and it doesn't work, you're going to get scrutinized for it. So I feel like people don't take the chance. It's like I can be me and just do the movie and people are going to love me. But if I try something and it doesn't work.
So isn't it like that thing like Samuel Jackson and like Michael Caine say, just take all the work. Just take all the work that comes your way, do it. You're going to have some hits, you're going to have some flops, hit, flop. Not everything's going to be great.
That's a Samuel L. Jackson, though, because Samuel L. Jackson.
And Michael Caine.
But these are, When you say, I want a Samuel L. or a Denzel, they've built a name. So it's easy to say that when you are the epitome of what that looks like.
So is it almost like the actor surpasses the character opposed to the character surpassing the actor?
Yeah, I'm not taking everything.
Meaning like for instance, Thor, I really haven't seen, Chris Hemsworth in anything else besides Thor. I think there's that action thing that he does, but it's like the character.
But he's got the money to sustain him to chill until that thing comes around.
I'm not saying anything other than
when you start just taking everything, the business of who you are takes a hit too. Like you start taking other jobs, your quote goes down.
Like look at Christian Bale. What has he done after Batman? Really?
Exactly.
And then now, do you think that's why someone like Leo DiCaprio doesn't do superhero movies?
I don't know why he doesn't do superhero movies, but I know that when they choose to step back out, these boys are making the money that they can sit back for years.
But where's the craft in that, right? Like, because there's this thing where it's like, okay, so I get money's important, right? It's absolutely important. But I really feel at that higher end, that's really them saying no to jobs more than they are saying yes.
But all of these people, all of our greats, our Josh Brolin's, he's one of my favorite dudes in the world. Yeah. He was in the Goonies.
Yeah.
So how can you talk about these dudes when they've got a body of work before you even knew who they were?
Yeah, he was down and out before he had that first residual come in.
You see what I'm saying? So all of our greats, go look at their resumes. Go look at their history. So I can't talk bad about them because they've been doing it forever. Lawrence Fishburne was in what? Yeah. Like, come on. So now you be like, oh, they're picking their movies. They've been in the game 40 years.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, listen, I think the best part of all this is to be able to get scrutinized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what does it say? The best thing to have in life is haters, because it just means that you made it.
Listen, I've been in the game 25 years now, and I'm just now starting to see success.
Have you come across one of your haters?
Oh, they've hated on me for a long time.
What do they say? Shave the beard.
Yeah. Let's see what you look like without the beard. You know what I mean?
So you talk a lot about class. How do you stay sharp on that? Plays, classes. What do you do? Like, what do you do for your work?
To be honest with you, and that's a big part. This is so much different than here. You'd be surprised how much
I'll tell you what I do.
You'd be surprised how much they just don't know. The people that I start with, it is crucial that I'm just still at the basic shit with them, because people have agents and managers and they don't know what a turn is, a beat, character analysis. So for me, it's actually revisiting all of my notebooks, and I've got notebooks over notebooks over notebooks, and then reassuring myself that I don't go too fast for them, because a lot of stuff we teach, it's advanced, and we just don't know it. So right now, I may get some students that I have to do one-on-ones with, but at my basic root, I'm just going back to the basics and the power of imagination and backstory, vulnerability. Because if I could get you out of your own way, people, and John taught me that the biggest way. He was like, Mr. Brown, you're so busy, you want to look good. You want to date these girls. As long as you're worried about someone looking at you, you can never be free because you're trying to perform. If you could teach people vulnerability in a world like this where everybody's recording you, you're recording yourself. Influencer, what the fuck is an influencer? You see what I'm saying? Everything is just, I'm just saying, when everybody can just, and listen, there's no filters through it. I could go straight from here and send it straight out to the world. I can want to meet a producer or an actor or whatever, and they are one friend away from me. It wasn't possible.
I remember I was in class and this girl goes, do you know who's on set and got this movie job? And I was like, who? And she's like, Addison Rae. And I'm like, who the fuck's Addison Rae? Oh, that influencer. I'm like, okay. But, to me, what I think is, what it really goes back to is the power of imagination. And I was reading this. Have you read Atomic Habits?
Of course.
And it says in Atomic Habits, once you're past the Goldilocks phase, because you really want to get past that with actors, because they're really excited. They're very
depth of the imagination.
Yeah, that true imagination is cultivated in boredom. Because if you think about it, what does a kid start to do when he's completely bored?
Fidgeting, start messing around.
Start to use imagination, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the goal almost becomes to work onto something, not through boredom, but the process of letting that stimulate you to find the outlet for the creative of your imagination. So what I'll do is when people have an audition, I will memorize the lines. I'll be like, okay, how quick am I at this? And then I'll have like a 2 to 3 pager, which becomes easy for me because I still like to do plays. Like that's one thing, like when I started doing like Farragut North, it started for me at Farragut North. I was like, well, shit, let me memorize Hamlet. Let me memorize Mice of Men. And I realized through memorizing the scene and really knowing the scene, when I work on the scene with my actors, I'll have it memorized and they'll miss a line. And I'm like, that's not how it's written. So that becomes my sharpness to kind of start looking at that and working on that foundation. It makes me memorize 2 to 3 to even 4 pages. Like,
have you guys ever memorized a scene and then had to go out at the grocery store or the bank or something and then try to spark up a conversation and make it seem seamless? Is that a thing? Is that a theory?
Well, before we go there, I say memorize is a sin and don't ever use it in my class because you don't memorize lines, because if you memorize lines, you're waiting for somebody to say something, and that means so I tell them
you're not being present, right?
I said do not use that word. Do not ever memorize lines. Know the scene. We can do representation.
We can memorize the scene.
Yes, okay. But see when you say that, but lines. No, because as soon as your ear is perking up to hear that word that you memorized, I don't play those games.
But it's like this. Watch, like when I memorize the scene, and this is a good example of like taking the dialogue. Mm-hmm. If you memorize the scene, you're usually giving me my lines. Well, you know what I'm saying.
We're
like,
saying the same thing.
If you're saying I'm going to go to say the lines. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to say to get what, right? He's going to go, I'm going to go to the store. And I'm like, well, what is he going to get at the store? To get what? Like so that motivates what I'm going to say. Right.
So when I said know the scene, or you're going to say no or memorize the scene, and then I said beginning, middle, end. Like, okay, if the beginning we're having an argument, in the middle somebody's sad, by the end they leave. If you can't pick that shit up after doing the work, I'm talking about the work is who am I? Who is she? Where are we? What do I? All those things, really writing it out, you just need to do some more work.
But here's the magic of it. Here's the magic of it. As it's written, though, that's one way to play it. Like in reality, like there's 50 ways to play it.
But then there's those writers that want you to say word for word exactly. And
those are writers that were actors that never made it.
Okay.
That's exactly what, and you have to, and that's our job to read the room, to be like, got you. You never made it. Now you want me to perform, and you have this power, and I have to see through that. So no disrespect. I kind of see what you're talking about. Like if you gave me a note, and I kind of see what you're kind of looking for me to try to hit, I might just actually humor you and do something there that was different than what I was doing. But if I can understand the note, which I think the note really usually is higher stakes or lower stakes, I really think that becomes the note a director that should work with an actor. Because anything other than that, I really start to think, what are you trying to say, and what are you trying to control in a craft where there is none?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So really coming up to me, you should be like, stakes are much higher.
Right. And when he says the stakes are much higher, what they're trying to say is the intention. Somebody can tell you, okay, like, do you really feel, okay, if your mother just died in a real scenario, do you think, so if somebody tries to give you a direction, they're wrong. But like he said, the stakes, do you think this is what it would be like? Let's really run the scenario.
Oh man, I'm about to drop it on you. Then how do you feel with all these actors and actresses that are using tear sticks when the stakes are much higher? They're not fabricating real tears. They're putting menthol under their eyes, which, guys, I hate to break it to you, a lot of your movies with a lot of your actors, they don't want to go there, so they put menthol under their eyes. And make your craft easier. Quoting you, Leslie Kahn. So what do you do when you're working with an actor that's kind of, putting menthol under the eyes?
I can tell you this. You could put a gallon of menthol under your eyes. What comes from the heart come from the heart. You're going to be able to tell it. Okay, you'll cry up, but I guarantee you, put a Viola Davis next to a tear stick. I bet you Viola Davis going to win every time. Heart is heart. People just don't want to do the work.
I agree with you, but
people don't want to do the work.
So what do you do when one of the biggest coaches in Los Angeles is telling these actors to do tear sticks?
Listen, brother, you want to know why? Want to know why? And I'll tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why this is happening. The same reason I don't have a full class right now, because I could kiss actors' asses. I could be nicer, because you want to keep a class full.
But they're not kissing the ass. They're on a pedestal saying to a Jewish girl, "You should play Latina."
That's because they up there.
There's no. It's the other way around. There's people kissing these acting coaches' asses
because they've been around forever. The people are telling them they're the pinnacle. People, when you come here, you hear the Leslie Kahn, you hear the names before you even.
She went to Yale, though. She went to Yale.
But I love Aaron Spicer. Aaron Spicer is one of my guys I started with. But you hear the names, and when I promise you, I don't want to call us jaded, but we've been in the industry, so we don't notice those big eyes coming from a place like Nebraska or Missouri. They're coming here with these high hopes, and when they come, they hear these names.
Listen, if your acting coach can't make a phone call for you or put you in a showcase to get an agent or a manager, they do not care about your career.
When those names, I remember when I was coming up, you wouldn't even go on stage for like months with these people. Like, you'd be watching before and you'd pay top dollar. So I don't even know what it's like now. I got the hell out of those classes, but I remember you wouldn't even go up.
I just think it's hysterical that people are taking classes that your top 1% of actors you would never find in. People are doing workshops that you will not find working actors in. It's all like, the business is really targeted to people that are so thirsty and to people that are in the bottom barrel of things that they like tell them to go to do a workshop and they're going to run over there and they have no chance of getting cast in anything.
So they tell them what they want to hear to keep a full class, which is the opposite of what you were just saying.
I'm telling you, that's what I believe. And right now, people, I'm telling you, are lazy, because doing the work isn't it takes work to really find these characters. Like going to a Goodwill to find the clothes, to put on the clothes, to be like, all this is the journey in finding a character for one page. Why would I do that? Let me just say the lines. But it's not for this role. It's for the 110 rolls down.
This is the problem you're having then, because you're coming across agents and managers that are like, oh, don't do any of that. Just play yourself.
Fine. That's because you just want the job, not a career. So do what these people want you for $1. I'm here to make you the best, because you wanna know why? When I built this class, all I was trying to do was get money so I didn't starve. But now I fucking found a purpose. I'm not gonna let you get out of my class. I'm not gonna play with your dreams, because if you fuck off or don't make it, I sleep good at night. These are people's dreams. If you're serious, I'd rather help than hurt.
How do you feel about the people that, like, say when you do help somebody get to their dreams and then they don't call you anymore? What do you guys say about those people that they're like all of a sudden they used to love you, they used to this, they used to that, and then all of a sudden crickets. After you help them with an agent, after you help them with their first booking, and then all of a sudden they know it all now. How do you feel about that?
I can't speak to that yet, because I haven't been in the coaching game as long as you, but I have had people who have been with me and then start to do some things, and I don't know. And I don't want to, dig too much on John, but he's the one who taught me what I know, and that's why I'm so confident in my acting.
You're one of the few actors, though, that from, like, we've heard Plemons, we've heard Nate, we've heard Cat Graham, we've heard like a lot of those, Chad Michael Murray. Why are they so not quick to credit?
I could never speak on John. Any of them, because they all have their own journeys with John, and I think a lot of them may have given over to John a lot more, because John found them. I found John, and I kind of had a little bit of a career, nothing crazy, but I had it, and I went head to head with John a lot. Like, I'm this and I'm that. I thought I was something that I wasn't. I was a little cocky in the beginning, so I was lucky enough that John just didn't drop me. And once I gave over to him, and it took a while, you understood the method to his madness. So you got to think, I wasn't signed to him in the beginning. I got blessed enough for him to be my manager, and then got even more blessed when he dropped me, because you just learn what somebody's value is when you don't have them anymore. So I don't know the relationship these people have, because he found them and signed them from the beginning. Right. So John's method to his madness, I don't know, but I feel like if nobody has physically harmed you or stolen a crazy amount of money from you, I think forgiveness should be possible if they've put you in a position where you can feed your family and yourself.
Yeah, but then they have to take a look at themselves, don't they? So here, before we kind of wrap up, I want to ask you, do you think LA will make a comeback?
I don't. I don't think it'll be ever the way that it was the way when we were around.
Is that politics?
It's the politics. It's the self-taping. The self-taping, like the people now, even casting directors don't want to be sitting inside the offices anymore. They're like, why would I sit in this office when I could sit at home in my pajamas? The actors are even saying the same thing, like, why stress it out? Like, even me, like, I wouldn't be able to live in Arizona right now if I had to stay here. Right. I was tied to this place like a dog, but now I could go live my happy life. I've got 2 properties. I've started an acting class. I've got the event we're hosting in March, and I'm happy there. Like, because I'm tired of everybody going to a coffee shop and you're an actor. No, you're not. You don't go to no classes. You haven't done anything to prove it, but everybody's an actor and you've diluted what it is. Everybody's a model. No, you're not. You're an Instagram, whatever. That girl, she's on Vogue.
What does LA look like in the next 2 years?
I don't know. I won't know. I won't be here, but
depends on who the next governor is. No, sorry. No, we're cutting that out.
I mean, no. We don't have to cut that out. No, I think again. Look, listen. I think what it looks like is this more international business that'll take over Los Angeles. I think China is here. I think India is here. I think these other entertainment productions on other parts of the world are here.
I think you're going to have to pay what you weigh. Like these places who have money, what people don't understand is Los Angeles was a hub for money for entertainment, just like Texas was a hub for oil. When people start seeing that LA isn't LA anymore, and they say, oh, I can put my money in here and learn to put it here, you're going to have to pay what you weigh. And the people that can show up, I think it's going to be that now. It's not going to be just if it's New York and LA and Atlanta. It's people are going to start understanding that individuals and companies, Pepsi and all these ads, it's like, oh, I didn't realize that was possible. I thought I had to be in LA, but guess what? You find your actors from this. Once you've got your producers, your DPs or whatever, you see when you got money and you can figure out where to shoot it. Once people start understanding that turnaround is a real fucking hustle, you mean I could put in 100,000 and possibly get back $1 million?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Who's Oscar go to?
For what?
For this coming year, right? What's the question?
Yeah. I mean, who gets the Oscar? I mean, who?
What movies? Yeah, what movies do you think will be? I mean, I think TV series should be nominated for Oscars more now, right?
Yeah,
Can we talk about that?
For sure.
There should be a place for TV in the Oscars.
Because they're going crazy. The TV shows are going crazy.
Yeah, there's better TV.
Slow Horses.
Okay, so name me the top 2 movies this year that you've seen, because I can't.
I'll tell you what was horrible. And I'm sad to say it was that damn Denzel movie. I was like, Denzel, why did you do that?
Oh, with Spike?
It was so bad.
I haven't even seen it yet.
It's not worth seeing. It was so bad.
Well, they always said Gladiator 2 was all good, and I saw Gladiator 2, and it's not that, Denzel's, it's like Michael Jordan, right? But it's like Michael Jordan on the Wizards, right? Like that's what we're watching, right? And so, I mean, he can do no wrong, but Gladiator 2 was not good.
No. But it's one of those things where if it's his last dance, nobody's going to stop him. But
yeah, for sure.
But look at the Robert De Niro's, the Al Pacinos. Even when they did the Fockers, you still love that. I think you just gotta,
Yeah, but the Fockers isn't going to win no Academy Award.
It doesn't matter, but it still was memorable because it was outside of the box. Denzel, I don't feel like Denzel really goes outside of being Denzel, which keeps him stuck.
So should Denzel do a movie called Meet the Fockers?
No, what I'm saying is with people, and I love him too. I don't want people to crucify me for this. I'm saying, by Denzel being great at being Denzel, it's kept him boxed in to not be able. There aren't options out there for the rest of those things.
Yeah, but he did do Equalizer, and Equalizer was bad.
It's still Denzel being Denzel.
Yeah,
he's still a badass.
He said he's doing Othello though. Like when he's doing that, he's like what he does in Othello.
Didn't he do that already? What did he do? He done
with Jake Gyllenhaal. He did, but I'm saying what he says is he channels that to do that.
Right. But Denzel is great. He's great, but Denzel is.
But I think that's why. What you're saying is he does the movies, and I agree with you. Look, I just said Gladiator 2 was not as good as Gladiator 1, and we get the luxury to critique him and whatever, and that's what he does for us. But he does go back and then do Othello, and then so like what you do in the darkness, the greatness that you do in the darkness is not seen in the light.
He can't. You can never put Denzel to the light and say what he is and isn't, because he's one of the greats. He could not do anything wrong.
What I'm saying is, though, he loves theater so much. He'll go back and do Fences. He'll go back and do Othello. He doesn't. He
loves the craft.
He loves the craft. Like, he's so deep in it. So if he does a movie with Spike Lee and then people like it, people don't like it, he's gonna go do Richard III.
It's just, for me, when I see him do that, I know his work. Glory, Pelican Brief, Devil in the Blue Dress. I know all this stuff, but
where are those scripts?
But true. But what I'm saying is, when I see the younger generation see these things, that's where I'm coming from. Because for me, I could never ever. But as a coach and as an actor, I see these kids that are really based on Instagram minutes or whatever, and knowing him to be one of the greats, I hate them to even see this little bit of his career, because they're not going to go back and watch any of that stuff from back
to that. The influencers that I coach, because I coach some pretty top-notch influencers. That's why I got to give them. That's why I have to be like, we do plays. You have to have a craft.
I get that.
Because because I'd rather them overreach and end up, being on a stage in New York and using their platform to get there. Look, to rebrand Pamela Anderson, she had to go to Chicago, and so I think to be that inspiration to a young generation, for them to have such a craft, that where was it all started with Marlon Brando? Because where was the heyday of film really starting? Marlon Brando, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, all those guys in that era.
Sidney Poitier and everything.
And Sidney Poitier, who becomes? Denzel.
Nobody. Okay, so now we caught a glimpse of these people. We caught a glimpse of them. Who do those people have? Those were the real people.
They have the stage. They had the craft. They fell in love with a story, and they said, I'm going to be a person.
But you know what the big thing is, though? People can be famous without succeeding at acting, and that's why they don't work as hard. They can be successful just off of Instagram.
Yeah, but
so they don't have to be famous
but
actors.
There's the exception, right? It's like a boy band. There's 5, one's gonna make it. Right? Yeah. Same thing with the TV series. There's 12, one's gonna break. Look at Game of Thrones. Who's the biggest star from Game of Thrones? Honestly, Jason Momoa. Yeah, Jason Momoa is the biggest star, bigger, and he had the first season 8 episodes. He was killed in the first season.
He's a beast, though.
Whatever, he wasn't even talking. He was like, and so, but his star power just accelerated past Emilia Clarke's monologues.
Yeah.
And Kit Harington's monologues.
Kit Harington worked, though. He's been on a bunch of stuff.
But that's different than being a star.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't have star power.
Denzel Washington is a star. Timothée Chalamet is a star. When you see, okay, take the biggest influencer, Kylie Jenner, and you have Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet is a star. Yeah. Kylie Jenner is now a very successful, rich businesswoman, entrepreneur, celebrity reality star. But when you come across a storyteller that's a star, there's this mystique. He doesn't have to go do that, and people are interested.
What if by casting, though, the influencer, you got more eyeballs on your movie?
They tried
and that's what it's all about.
They tried that.
It doesn't work. But I don't know that it does or doesn't work, though, because the eyeballs turn into money. They'll buy the movie or whatever, right? Does that ever come?
I'll give you a prime example. At first, what's those brothers dealing with entertainment and boxing or whatever?
Oh, the Logan brothers.
So at first,
the Paul brothers.
At first, I'm telling you, people were into it, and they're like, okay, maybe this could work. But now they're just starting to do stupid shit. It's like this next boxing match.
Tank.
But
they're still doing it.
But people, I'm telling you,
would you say that the Paul brothers are stars?
No, I'm not. You know what? And this is what's crazy about me. And maybe I'm insane, but my heart and my integrity, people like them and everything that's going on around me gives me the courage to think that I will be very wealthy and right at star power, because I'm not sacrificing anything that I am or who I could be, because I could go do a lot of dumb shit to try to get the things. I'm standing in my own power, because I know it may take me a little longer, but when I get there, I'm snatching the plate. And my people like you, I come over here for you, so I didn't care. Everybody's like, do this. No, my boy Max, integrity over everything, because the truth is the only thing that's constant.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I feel it's going to fall to the side.
I think they've tapped into something that's very rare.
Money.
No, I think that, well, yeah. But what Floyd was, the antagonist.
Yeah.
I think they're antagonists. And so people watch them to see them get beat up, to see them lose, to see their downfall. And I think they're very smart and they see that. And so they capitalize on that.
But that's the market we're in. Like, these kids, they be like, you were born in they tell me I was born in the 1900s.
But that's kind of like, that's why Conor McGregor's a star.
He's also was the shit though until he went crazy.
It's the same thing people like Donald Trump for though.
Okay, that's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
you know what I'm saying? It's that they say whatever he says whatever's on his mind. And that pisses a whole group of people off.
Conor McGregor, you can't put him in there because Conor McGregor actually had talent. He actually.
But if Conor McGregor had that same talent and didn't talk shit, people wouldn't watch. It's that
he wouldn't be a star the way he is.
I'll tell you.
People love negativity.
I'll tell you exactly. Yeah. And people know how to generate and say things that become polarizing.
Clickbait.
I say polarizing because there's something polarizing about somebody that speaks and says something that you go, you motherfucker.
But guess what happened to your soul and your heart? Now you start doing shit for not purpose, for fucking points. Like that, I'm telling you, why you think people get?
Not everybody makes it into heaven, Romeo.
But it's gonna catch up to you.
Yeah, but not everybody makes it.
Look what happened to Conor McGregor. He gets caught beating up somebody on the boat or whatever. When you're constantly just trying to chase clout, it's gonna catch up to you, baby. And if we don't see it, behind doors, it's happening. Guaranteed. That's a hard life to chase. One day I was just running, and I end up falling and busting my ass. Then I get 1 million likes and Pepsi reaches out. So now every other day I'm trying to figure out how to bust my ass in different ways.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
What's the last thing you want to leave the audience with before you sign off?
I know I don't have anything more. I think we said it's interesting today. We thought we were going to go into lanterns and stuff, and we just went totally left field, which is amazing. This was such a great episode. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Listen,
yeah.
Anything I would say is this: the world is moving so fast, and I get it. You can't stop the train, but I guarantee you, if you do not take a minute, 1 second to appreciate the people, the time, who we are, AI and all these things, the world's going to change in a way you can never. I would have never thought self-taping would happen. I would have never thought I'm living in Arizona, but here I am. These moments that I thought I could have wanted back, this generation won't even see it coming. They don't even want you to read, to think, to be. Appreciate people, appreciate time. Take time to say hi to your fellow man. Smile, because that smile is contagious. Love is contagious. Hate is spewed. That's it, man. Just take time to appreciate people.
All right. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment. Romeo's going to be there in the comment section for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely having some fun.
Until next time, guys. Thank you so much.
That was fun.